Not the 64-year-old or fragile, is the journey. So he was a reluctant fighter. This is what, stuck with me. And that's how I said, let's go ahead and do it. And Hansel kept on asking me, do you have any reservation? Don't do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I said, yaar, मैं करना चाह रहा हूँ, तू मुझे कह रहा है, don't do it.
Mukesh Chawla, no relation of mine, by the way, although I know him very well, is perhaps the leading casting agent in Bollywood right now. It's amazing how his rise has sort of led to some amazing casting, including a film called Gangs of Wasseypur, and this gentleman also starred in Gangs of Wasseypur. You know, Gangs of Wasseypur was our closing night film a few years ago.
I know that.
Yeah. And Roy came straight from the comic book, so we showed it here. I'm glad we were able to bring it here. So, tell us about the whole issue of the reservation. I'll be very frank with you, I'll bring up this issue really. Recently, when Kapoor and Sons was released, many articles talked about some of the big known Bollywood stars, and names were mentioned, Farhan Akhtar, Shahid Kapoor, I think Saif's name is also, they all refused to play the gay role, gay character's role. They had to then finally get a very fine actor from Pakistan who actually played the role. It did not matter to you at all. I mean, you looked at the role and you thought it was a challenge and you wanted to take it.
I think it's in my DNA. I think it's because of my mother. Her, most of me is actually my mother. See, I don't care. So I was born and brought up in a society where acting was a taboo. Banned hai, if you want to become something, become a doctor or engineer or IS officer or IPS officer. But I chose to become an actor and I made it quite clear since my childhood. And everybody kept on making fun of me, kept on a joke about me wanting to become an actor. So that's how my journey has been. So it made me quite a thick-skinned person. Till now, if I decide to do something. So when Professor Sira's role came to me, it never occurred to me that my career will go down or it will get hampered or something. All of these thoughts never crossed my mind. So I'll be telling you a lie that no, I had too many questions in my mind. No, nothing. I decided that I have to do this role, and this is a very important story. And I was very selfish in one thing, that if I do it well, I'll be known forever for doing this film.
And I think it's perhaps one of your best performances. I mean, you've done some very, very good roles, but this is one of your really finest performances, really. So congratulations. I'm so glad you did it.
Thank you.
How did you approach the role? I mean, the Manoj Bajpayee that we are seeing here, sitting here, who's I'm presuming is a 40-something-year-old actor. You completely transformed yourself. Your body became the soul of Cyrus. I mean, and forget that the best scene in the film is when that Lata Mangeshkar, Aapki Nazaron ne samjha. It's like the soul of Lata Mangeshkar comes into your body. How do you do that, really? I mean, I know you're an actor, and actors have their own method of working. But it's amazing. Even Cyrus, the way when you're walking with the vegetables, your drooping shoulders, your face ahead. I mean, you carry that sadness and the tragedy of the man, the loneliness of the man so well.
See, it took me 20-25 days. Somehow I believe that I have to get his poetry right. Because here is a person who is a professor, that's all right. He's homosexual, that's all right. But he's in love with his poetry. He's in love with Lata Mangeshkar. So that part I had to, get it right somehow. So I asked Hansel to, provide me a guy who would be an expert on, Marathi literature and Marathi poetry. And fortunately, one of his assistants was quite passionate about Marathi poetry and Marathi literature, and Lata Mangeshkar and all these old songs. So he used to come over to my place and we used to sit and do the exercises, and I used to invent new exercises which I have learned over the years, from my theatre days and from all the films that I have done, or everything that I have read about acting. So 25 days, and 21st day Sunday he said, Manoj sir, I think you are ready to shoot. I said, how can you say that? No, you are no more Manoj Bajpayee. You are behaving like Professor Siras. So, it takes time. One stage to another, one thing to another. It kept on leading me. Because we were watching Marathi poetry recitation on YouTube. Then I used to try to do some recitation on my own. And my childhood thing is that I used to get an award in elocution contest.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of poetry reading. Yeah, I do it even now. So whenever I fall in love with some poetry, I try to read it out loudly. So that's how it all happened. So few of it was organic, most of it was all well thought about, well practiced. And the result is something that, it's quite overwhelming that the film has been traveling since 1 year to so many festivals, and it got released in our country. It's here now, and the response of each and everybody and their love for Professor Siras is so overwhelming. I never thought that this will, cross all my expectation.
When you approach a role like character like this, and you said it took you 20 days, 3 weeks to become that man. When you start the shoot, can you switch on and off? When you go home, you carry Professor Siras with you, would you?
See, I stopped taking my characters home since my Pinjar days. Pinjar is the last film. Because what started happening that, from my theatre till the time Pinjar happened.
Satya, for instance.
Satya, Shul was very, very intense. All of these films, they took a toll on me. A psychiatrist friend told me that, you are damaging yourself, so it's better that, you change your method. And post Pinjar, I kind of changed everything. But yes, when you sit in your car, or you get up, you start reading your scenes, the scene that you are going to do that day. From that time till the wrap-up time, you were just true to the character, you were just there. But after wrap-up, I tried to unwind myself by calling the assistant director, by calling the director in my room, and having a glass of wine, or hearing the music and having a good laugh. This is the way to unwind yourself. I was telling some of the journalists outside, the glamour is only seen when you see actors wearing good, nice dress, giving interviews, going to a function. But on the set is the most terrible time for them. It's the torturous time. Because they really don't know what they are doing is right or not.
You thrive in that.
I thrive on that. Yeah, I love it. I just love torturing myself.
What is Hansal Mehta like as a director? What kind of directions did he give you?
Hansal is the coolest guy. He doesn't give any direction. And I like these kind of directors. Because I don't like the directors who would like to do the acting of direction. And also don't like the directors who are always in conflict with the actors. I like the directors who are working with the actors without looking down upon any department. They are working with all the departments and trying to extract the best out of them. And this is what Hansal is. And similarly, Anurag Kashyap, both of them somewhere are very, very similar. They take the right guys for each job and just leave it to them.
Our time is running short, but I quickly wanted to ask you about acting with Rajkumar Rao. He's a young, relatively new actor. He's done some very, very fine films. But you guys really complement each other wonderfully. It's a great sort of
It's amazing. The Rajkumar has the ability, he's a gentle soul. First of all, he's a great human being. It comes from his family, comes from his upbringing. But also his heart is in the right place when it comes to doing films. His intention is right. He's choosing right films. He wants to be known as Rajkumar Rao for the kind of films that he does. You know, these are the things which are very, very important, you know, when you're starting out as an actor. And he started off so well, you know, he's choosing films so well. You know, I feel that he's not an insecure person per se, you know, and so if the kind of person that you are, the kind of actor you are, you know, that's how I believe it.
No, it's interesting because in the last two films of Hansal, he played the lead role, and here he's a supporting actor, and clearly you are the one who's really shining in the film.
But he was always there. He was always improvising, you know, challenging me to give my best, you know. So these are the kind of actors, they don't harm you. They only try to better you. This is what I like about these actors.
Great. Well, I'm really being told that we need to cut short because we have the awards.
Okay.
So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming over here.